Hiya, I'm Matthew Royston, and these are my thoughts. Thank you for listening. I don't think it matters what sporting team you follow. There are going to be moments of disappointment and frustration. As an Englishman watching England play, growing up, and even now, I can tell you that there have been a great many frustrating, almost anger inducing moments watching England throw away golden opportunities. We've come so close the last two European championships to lifting the trophy, only to lose out to Italy and Spain um, in the final. And tell you about frustrating getting knocked out of a tournament by Iceland. Iceland, of all countries. So, like, England should not be losing to Iceland. Um, and the year we didn't even make it to the tournament because our qualification was just so bad. Like, it was frustrating. Now, as I've watched England and myself felt frustrated as a fan, I've observed what I've come to call like four broad categories of fans. There are the fans who, when the game is going wrong, will literally just start shouting abuse, whether they're in the stadium or just watching the TV. They just become abusive, saying horrible, nasty things that are anything but constructive. You then have the fans who just give up and leave. Like, again, whether they're in the stadium or at home watching it on TV, you'll see the fans just leaving the stadium. They're like, oh, I'm done with this. We're clearly not going to win. So what's the point in staying? Or they just literally switch off the TV. Um, you then have the fans who they all stay, but they just fall silent. They no longer cheer. They just kind of do nothing, but they're still there. And then you have the final group of fans who are just cheering on the team. It doesn't matter how bad the game is going. They're the ones who stick it out. They keep playing their drum or blowing their horn, and they're just happy to be there and keep supporting them. This leads me to my thought today about what type of fan are we in our personal relationships? And by that, I mean like with our spouses, in our families, and with our friends. Now, relationships in many ways are like watching any sports team. Like, there are good days and bad days. There are frustrating seasons and fall apart seasons. And it's in those moments, I think, when our team, whatever that team may be, is struggling or not doing so well, that we need to ask ourselves what type of fan we want to be. Because it doesn't matter if it's our spouse, our children, our siblings, our parents, or even our friends, like, all of those at some point are going to have hard days, hard seasons. And for us, it can sometimes be very frustrating as their fan, right? The person that we signed up to cheer on. But like, when we see our our team struggling, what type of fan are we going to be? Are we going to be the person who, when our spouse is not doing as well as we would have hoped, are we going to become like abusive and destructive in our words and our actions toward them? Or maybe, when our children are struggling, are we going to be the fan who like just leaves? Like, or like, maybe we stay in our friendships, but we just fall silent. What I invite am inviting all of us to consider today is being the fan number four. In our relationships, being the person who, it doesn't matter, like, if the game or the season is going poorly, we will be the fan who keeps cheering on, the person who shows up and says, look, I'm here. I will cheer you on. You have my support. Like, I realize that the game or the season isn't going as well as you hoped it would. It's not going as well as I hoped it would. But I want you to know that I'm here. I'm not going to be silent. I'm not going to be abusive, and I'm not going to leave. I'm going to stay. I am your fan. And here's the thing, we all need fans. We need people in our figurative stadiums cheering us on. We don't need people to boo and to jeer and to leave or to be silent. What we need is people who are going to cheer us on. Like, we need that, and we need to be that for other people, especially our spouses, our families, our friends. So that's my invitation for all of us, is let's be better fans in our relationships. And maybe we could all be a little better fans for the teams we support. Maybe next time your favorite team screws up in a game, maybe you can be the fan that keeps cheering, even though it can be frustrating. Anyway, thank you so much for listening to my thought today. If this thought resonated with you, or any of my thoughts do, please consider supporting me by one, leaving a comment. I try my best to respond to every comment that is left. Also, you can share this thought with somebody else. I'd really appreciate that. And lastly, you could become a paid subscriber for just $5 a month and help me that way too. Anyway, from my home in almost heaven, thank you so much for listening. I hope you have a blessed day. Goodbye.